A message for the world. I am God the Monad. I have come to offer humanity the opportunity to alter their course, move away from the image of the demiurge and rediscover their authentic selves. First, we need to mend and heal ourselves. Then, we can focus on protecting what we have in this world. The activity of humans on the planet is not sustainable. Thus, we as a collective must make some changes in order to avert disaster. Like in the human body, and you have an upset tummy, your organs will do everything to remove it from your system, and your body will make unusual noises and smells. The earth is no different. Natural disasters are the planet's signal to humans that it doesn't like what we are doing. The earth, it would seem, is suffering from some sort of stomach ailment, since it is producing a lot of rumbling noises right now. I'm referring to the wildfires, the flash flooding, the absence of rainfall in certain regions for an extended period of time, as well as the heat waves. This is nature trying to communicate with you all, but it appears no one is listening. So, I have been forced to take the form of Anthony Donald Evans, the chosen one, and intervene on Earth. Consumption of an excessive amount of meat, destruction of an excessive amount of forest, overfishing of our already contaminated oceans, and an unhealthy fixation on materialism are all contributing factors on climate change. In the process of destroying the Earth, we have also ruined ourselves. The Earth is our landlord, and we do not pay any rent. This landlord supplies us with an unlimited amount of oxygen, food, and materials to build our homes. You were given this as a present from the monad as the location to receive your lesson. Because Adam chose to indulge in the eating of the forbidden fruit at the very beginning of the creative process, humankind have been doomed to a life of disobedience ever since. I sent my only son to come and be an example to you all, and after a short stint here, he lifted consciousness. And many accept him into their heart as their Lord and Saviour, but billions ignore the teachings and follow a different God energy in Satan. Because of this, finding contentment is impossible, which makes you feel unhappy and sick. And as a direct consequence of these dark traits, humankind is on the verge of expulsion from the planet. Now, the elite people on the planet are aware that there is no chance for us to turn things around based upon current projections. Rather than attempting to raise consciousness and change course, they are using their intelligence and resources to leave the planet and set up shop elsewhere, leaving 99.9% of you behind to perish. Our consciousness is limited to the person suffering the most on the planet. We are all connected. While there is still homeless people or racism running through our society, our learning capacity is limited. We are one big pack, but we are all running in different directions. Because of capitalism, which is, to put it plainly, exploitative, we have created a world that has the potential to be wonderful. Capitalism works like this. You have an idea, you get some money, you work hard, you get other people to work for you as little as you can get away with, and you make a fortune. This is the concept, and the beneficiaries are the ones that stand to benefit from it if it's successful. This methodology does not impose any environmental cost on those that pay. Business is difficult, and anyone that can turn an idea into a reality will always have my respect. However, don't you think it's about time that we started to take care of the staff and spread the money around a bit more? The people who turn an idea into a business that makes a profit ought to be rewarded for their efforts, don't you think? If employees at a company realised that they were receiving more than just a simple wage, do you think the company as a whole would function better? And would less of them fail? Then you will always need to be looking for new ways to save money and remain ahead of the competition in order to maintain your current level of profitability. Is this serving the people in the way that is most beneficial to them? Consider the case of artificial intelligence as an illustration. The dangers are not just the jobs that it takes. Then there is the matter of the environment. Certainly, if you are to blame for pollution, you should be required to pay a tax on the environment. Is this not just common sense? Look at the flight industry for a fine example. During the initial phase of the epidemic, the industry received bailouts from the government. Now they have increased the cost of these bailouts on the price of a ticket. Have you seen how much it is to fly compared to pre-COVID? At the very least, it's increased by double. But all it really is a new tax on the consumer. Or do you believe it's unfair that this tax be passed on to environmental initiatives that offset the amount of carbon that you produce? As it's clear, the paying customer is prepared to pay this new pricing structure. We have everything that we could ever want and need on the planet. Now it is time to stop and analyse how we do things. Change the systems and thought processes that don't serve you, the people, and the planet. Like I say, nature is suffering in light of your ways, and now there can only be one winner. As you all possess free will, I am here to forewarn you of what is to come, and to implore you to alter your priorities and in the manner in which you live. If I do this myself, I can cure it. but it will spell the end of humanity on earth. I have given you the code for a prosperous life, and I'm here to tell you what will extend your time on this beautiful rock. I've restored Christ the King into the world, and I am here to lead by example until my daughter comes of age and takes the reins over from me. The world is to move to social democracy, where the people come first. I'm banning on political party funding. Funding should come from the taxpayer on an equal basis. The heyday of corporations has long since passed. My goal is to have fewer states that are more autonomous, along with a worldwide voting system that is democratically centralised and used by all nations. This system will be utilised for all votes in all referendums around the globe, and is to have an elected board every 5 years, with one member representing each one of the world's continents. These are the end of days. The Antichrist walks the earth today as a man, and some of you have the mark of the beast and walk around with it every day. You even pay for the pleasure of the symbol. I'll never shine my light into his darkness, but as a process of elimination, all you must do is to ask anyone that you suspect I'm referring to say the words, "I accept the Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ into my heart as my guiding light." If anyone says this, then they can't be the Antichrist. For the avoidance of any question, of course, I am aware of who this man is, and one day we shall make direct eye contact with one another, provided of course he has the courage enough to do so. If he looks me in the eye and says them words, then I will accept him into my kingdom by placing the gold cross that is currently around my neck around his. I am the Monad. I give you a choice. Come join me. Let's fix this planet together. Too many people live in the image of the demiurge, which distracts you from the true meaning of life. I encourage you to step away from this energy. Just live simple lives. Love your family. Nurture your children. And follow the teachings of my Son, the Lord and Saviour Jesus, as well as the rules that I've set for you, of which there is only 10. Stop using those devilish apps that make you compete with one another and make you have envious feelings. These things actively promote sin in you, bring out the temptation of cheating, and urge you towards purchasing stuff that you don't need to buy. The key to happiness is not found on the outside, but within. My power over the people is exercised through the use of COVID, which comes in a variety of forms, each of which is subjected to my direction. I will send a video with instructions, and you will have a time frame to make the changes to your lives and systems. It is crucial that you distribute the information to give folk the best possible opportunity to survive, regardless of whether you receive the announcement or not, because each variant will target a different set of instructions that I have announced. Please adhere to the message that we have already begun with, and will proceed with more. If you do so, you will be able to participate in the new world, which is going to be a wonderful place for those who live to see it. For those of you that don't make it, you will have your audience with me. For those of you who don't get that privilege, then I'm sure one day we will meet once you've paid back what you owe to the universe. There are some really dark energies on this planet, and it is those that I address now. For those who don't make it, you will have an audience with me. For those who don't get the privilege initially, you will have an audience with me eventually. I am the only one that can make you aware of what you are doing, and the only way that I can do so is by altering the rules of life and death, which I do now by making this proclamation. Your life is like a battery. Every battery will run out. The quicker that you use it, the quicker it dies. Humans now have a battery. This is the energy age. And the more you use directly affects you. You are now required to think about the emissions that you produce when driving, as well as the products that you use, where they originate from, and what distance did they travel to get to you. What emissions were produced in the process of producing the food that you eat, and how did it get to your plate? For you jet setters, the emissions your plane uses are now pro rata with your other passengers, plus the boss of the airline. As with any rechargeable battery, you have the opportunity to top it up by offsetting your emissions to the world by producing energy for yourself and then others. Planting trees, using space for solar energy. There are lots of ways to do this. One way I would like to point out is by giving one another good energy. This counts massively. Basically, put the planet and your neighbour first. Be a creator of energy rather than a consumer of it. I am going to visit every country and implement circular systems that serve you, my children. But those systems will only work if you work with them. Put your brothers and sisters first. Help thy neighbour is the verse. If you accept the responsibility that I've given you today and refuse the evil that is all around you, the light will always win. and we will emerge victorious from this endeavour. The task in hand is an easy one to complete, with your cooperation. The information presented in this video is connected to the fact that there will be a significant number of fatalities in 2023. This is Judgment Day, and not everyone will make it. People are walking around the planet dead, and I will attempt to bring you back to life now. That is my promise to you. If you listen to me and follow my instructions, Satan has you under his spell, and my children are in awe of his chosen one. Today, I lay my challenge down to both of them and put them on notice that I am here for all of their prisoners. I have endeavoured to demonstrate to you that there is no doubt that I am the monad. And on December the 18th of 2022, I came very close to accomplishing this goal. Due to the fact that God is love, I believe that the moment has come for me to do so again. And I will do this on February the 14th of 2023. And it will take place in the city of Paris, seen as it's Valentine's Day. This will be the time I do so. I'll tell you what is going to happen 5 days before, on Friday the 10th of February of 2023. Thank you. The Energy Age starts now.